Hello, welcome to the corner of my room, because I literally have no aesthetic place to film, so we are trapped in the white corner. I have some discoloration on my face right now because I'm having a slight allergic reaction to something. Ignore that, please. I wrote down notes for this. I'm so excited. Hello, hi, my name is Storm. I haven't filmed a video in a while, and we'll get more into the why later. I mean, I think I put it in the title, so you probably already can kind of guess it. But we're going to film a video now, that's for sure. I don't really think I have much I want to say in this intro, other than I think this is going to be the first of like just another podcast, just another knitting podcast. And I want to make them either a monthly or bi-monthly thing. I'm not entirely sure. That's going to depend on how much I get done. But I do enjoy watching knitting podcasts, and I would like to talk about my stuff more than just like filming videos for single projects. So yeah, this first episode though is not going to follow like a normal knitting podcast setup kinda, because we have some stuff we need to go through. So find your knitting. I need another double-pointed needle to work on this. Double-pointed needle. Okay, I got it. No, don't worry, I got it. Find your knitting, your crocheting, your sewing, whatever you want to do. And let me quickly go over what we are going to go over in this knitting podcast. We are going to go over like my spring and summer knitting plans, even though, yes, I know we are already in the middle of spring. I'm still gonna call it my spring/summer knitting plans. Then I'm looking at my notes. Then I have a bunch of information dump for the people who care. I think it's really fun and nice information dump. But I have a little news announcement here in the middle. And after that, we'll go through what I have made the last couple of months, because it's been a couple of months since I last posted a video. Then we're going to go over my current whips, and I think that's it. We'll talk a tiny bit about yarn stash. But yeah, I'll try and see if I can slowly work on this in the background without it making too much clinky clanky noise. Let's start out by talking about what I want to make this spring/summer. I have a number one thing that I want to get done like this spring/summer, and that is, and this is going to sound so basic because it is a really popular pattern right now, and I'm normally not one of those people that follows like knitting trends that often, because most knitting trends don't really speak to me, but this one does. I want to make the Marielle blouse. And yes, I'm gonna be a part of the pointelle trend. I think that's what it's called. Work my way through one needle. I have already bought the yarn for the Marielle blouse. I am planning on making the Marielle blouse in merino cotton. Extra fine merino cotton, apparently. This is a 50-50 wool/cotton blend, and it's a superwash wool. This is from a company called Hjertegarn, which is slowly turning into like one of my favorite yarn companies. And it's Danish, so supporting national, local business. It's not local, it's literally, this is not local to me, but like I'm supporting a business in my country. So that's nice. Of course in the color black, because are we surprised? But yeah, I really want to make the Marielle blouse. I think it looks so cute, and it's like that slightly boxy oversized fit is like my favorite and dream fit of like whole sweaters. And for like summer, I'm the kind of person who's like cold the entire year round. So like for a summer spring knit and also early fall, the fact that there are some holes for extra breathability is nice. But I will definitely be wearing an entire sweater this summer, because I do that every summer. But making it out of like a cotton merino mix and having some holes in it, it's probably gonna make it a bit more weather appropriate. So that's like number one. I'm so excited to make this. It's like in the back of my mind constantly, and I can't wait to cast it on. The Marielle blouse by Maria Sverden. That's something I really want to do. Next up, I can pull my knitting out again because I don't have yarn that I need to show with that. Let me put the yarn back down a bit. Next up is something that it's more like, it's not something I'm like dying to knit or something like that, but it's just like a challenge that I really want to do for myself. I really want to try and knit some toe-up socks, and I know that's not very exciting, but like I do have it on my list. I want to try and knit some toe-up socks. I don't know what pattern yet or anything, but if you have some good recommendation for beginner toe-up socks, please bring them to me. Preferably free patterns, and it doesn't have to be like anything crazy, like literally either a ripped sock or a stockinette sock. I just really want to try that construction since I have knitted 3 pairs of socks now, I think. Technically 3.5 pairs of socks. All of them have been cuffed down, so I just really want to try a toe-up sock to see how that works. And I do think I'm gonna make it out of the yarn that I got in Scotland that I can't remember the name of right now, and then some black sock yarn, because I have made like 2 pairs of socks out of the yarn I bought in Scotland already, and I just want to use the leftovers now. And I feel like a toe-up sock where you can like better see how much yarn you're using would be great. And like we're gonna quickly stay in like the sock area because I have more plans than just toe-up socks. I do really, really badly want to try and start knitting some colorwork socks. I have only knitted striped socks or completely plain socks. So I want to do some kind of colorwork socks. And I have so many ideas of what I could knit. I don't have a specific pattern in mind, but I have a lot of patterns that's inspirational to me. And a part of me do just want to make like an entire beginner colorwork socks knitting pattern roundup. Cause I think that would be pretty cute, finding a bunch of like easy looking 2-color colorwork socks. I feel like would be like a good video for other people who also want to try like dipping their toes into colorwork socks or into a pair of colorwork socks. Was that cringe? I feel like that was cringe. But yeah, enough talking about socks. Let's be even more basic than me wanting to knit the Marielle blouse while the whole pointelle trend is really popular. I am going to be knitting the ranunculus shirt. Yes. My mom kindly asked me for some like a more summer suited t-shirt sweater. So I thought, why not try out the ranunculus? I'm gonna make an entire vlog about it because I do want to see what the whole thing is about, because this pattern is either like completely hyped up and people who love it knit like 3, 6, 9 versions of this pattern, and people who hate it is like, I don't even want to hear anybody talking about it. If you talk about it, you'll be blocked. Not really, but like there's like 2 huge polar opposites for what looks like a pretty normal pattern. So I want to give it a try, because I'm very much one of those people who's like, I can't speak about it until I can't like fully speak about it until I've tried it, and also very much don't knock anything till you try it. So I'm gonna try it. I think I'm gonna make a ranunculus tee for my mom, and I also have the yarn for that. This is also a first for me. I'm gonna try and use Line by Sandnesgarn. I have never used this yarn before, so this is going to be first. This looks dark, but it is like a dark navy blue. My mom really likes navy blue, so that's what I got her. I think, yeah, the color is called Seaside Navy, and we are just going to make a ranunculus tee in this yarn. I have, I think, 6 balls of this yarn, so let's see whether or not that's enough. Yeah, I'm so interested to see how it'll turn out, and like see if I can get some kind of idea of like why this thing is so hated / so loved. Who knows, maybe I'll also end up being a ranunculus hater, or maybe I'll end up being a ranunculus lover. But yeah, I'm gonna start out by making, and I think this is like one of the first things I'm going to do. I'll cast this on later today probably. I'll knit a ranunculus for my mom, because I love her, and she asked for one, and it's just been her birthday, and so she can get whatever she wants. I paid a ton of money for this yarn. The next thing I have on my list is like less of a pattern that I really want to do and more of an idea. So we're gonna put some like inspiration pictures up on the side here, kind of like we did with the colorwork socks, because I don't have a specific pattern, more like a vibe. So this is most definitely going to be a self-drafted, I think that's what it's called, a self-drafted shirt. I really want to make a lace-ish crochet sweater, probably out of either some pure cotton yarn or then out of another yarn from Yardigan that's called Lana Cotton, which is also just a 50-50 merino cotton mix, just in a thinner gauge than this yarn is. And I do actually have some of that already, so I would just need to buy a couple of more skeins. But I do really wanna, I feel like it's been a while since I crocheted an entire top and not just accessories or stuff like that. So I do really want to like get my crocheting on. I don't want to forget how to crochet, even though I've definitely fallen in love with knitting. I still want to like take care of my crochet skills. I started out as a crocheter and I can definitely feel like I am much more of a knitter now than I am a crocheter, but I do still want to appreciate the craft that I started with. And I think one of the ways I want to do that this summer is to make an entire sweater, a lace sweater, so it's still like holy and airy, and it's gonna be in a summer yarn. And while we are on some crochet stuff, I have gotten some requests for one of my best friends, and I love her so much. She has given me some requests for some amigurumi. I think it's like amigurumi plushies inspired by a show, a manga she likes. I'll put some pictures up here. It's like free patterns that have been posted on Instagram that she was like, can you make this for me? She crochets as well. So I don't know why she wants me to make it, but I was like, sure, I can make that. So there's 2 different patterns she's been like, please make. It's her birthday in like next month. So I definitely think that I am going to make these for her birthday, and then hopefully she'll love me forever and ever. I'm just kidding, but I know she'll appreciate it. Now, the next 2 projects that I want to work on this summer. One is like a bigger project, and another one is another amigurumi project, but it will lead me into like the big news that we're going to be talking about. I want to make a baby blanket. I do think I have been like switching back and forth on like what kind of baby blanket I want to make. Either I want to crochet a baby blanket, or I want to knit a baby blanket using this pattern right here. So either it'll be like a granny square baby blanket, or it'll be this pattern right here, which is called the memory blanket by Tiki Knits, I think. And I have technically already bought yarn for it, but I'm not really in love with that yarn anymore, because I bought the yarn before I found out the gender of the baby, of my baby. Before I found out the gender of my baby. I'm pregnant, surprise! We'll talk more about that in a second. But I bought that yarn, I have it right here actually. I bought this yarn before I figured out the gender of the baby, because I generally love like some more neutral colors. But my favorite color is green, and now that I know, not that green can't be like, not to like color code my child or anything. I wanted the baby blanket to be something that my baby could bring with them for their entire life. So yeah. Anyway, I am more and more leaning towards, let me just make it in green, because I want it in green. So I'm not sure I'm going to use these colors anymore. I bought three of each color, so it's not like I bought a lot, but I am definitely considering to maybe just buy some green yarn and maybe make a baby blanket instead, because I love green. Green is my favorite color in the entire world. And the more I look at this, the more I'm like, oh, that's such a boring baby blanket. Such a boring baby blanket. And I don't want my baby blanket to be boring. I want it to look aesthetic, yes. But like a dusty beige and a dark dusty brown, is that really what I want for my baby's blanket? No. So I am leaning more and more away from this. But yeah, a baby blanket. I'm so excited. Before we go into talking more about the baby news, let me talk about the last thing I have on my list. Oh, no, not my last thing, but like last thing I want to talk about. I want to make some more amigurumi. So again, we're sticking to a little bit of the crochet theme, The Drops has this pattern of this dinosaur, and I'm in love with dinosaurs at the moment. Or, like, I like the aesthetic of dinosaurs. I'm not really in the big, oh, I need to know the names of all of these dinosaurs. But, like, even my childhood stuffed animal, I bought her some clothes that she could wear from Build-A-Bear. She is a Build-A-Bear. She is like a 20-year-old Build-A-Bear. And I bought her, actually, let me just show you my baby. This is her. She was white once. She is no longer, but we still love her. Actually, you can see the original color of her. She's gotten tanned. Don't judge her. For the longest time, we haven't had any Build-A-Bears in Denmark. Everything closed down. So she had been wearing like the clothes I saved from when I was a child. And then they opened a Build-A-Bear store, or like a tiny Build-A-Bear store again in Denmark. And I was like, I'm gonna get my baby some new clothes. And I got her some dinosaur clothes, because I do think dinosaurs are just so cool and neat. Look at all the cute dinosaurs. This is what she's been wearing for like almost the last year or so. So I am very much in the dinosaur mood. And dinosaur fits perfect into my favorite color, being green. Even though I know not all dinosaurs were green, and they probably had a lot more colors than what we fought for a long time, and maybe some of them weren't scaly but had feathers and like. Let me just enjoy a green dinosaur. I want to make my baby boy, the little guy in my tummy, who I think is sleeping right now. I want to make him a dinosaur. Rawr. And again, then I can practice my crochet a little bit more. Anyway, that's all the summer spring plans that I want to talk about in this podcast episode. Sounds so weird to say that in this video. Let me just quickly go a little bit into the baby news, because yes, I have not been online. I have been online, but I haven't posted on YouTube in like a couple of months, and that's because at the end of January, like I think the 20th or the 21st of January, I found out I was pregnant. Super excited, really wanted, love it. I've always loved kids, and I already have two wonderful stepkids. They could have been enough for me, but I was like, I also want to experience the whole like body part of having children. So I'm super excited to have the baby in my body, to have that experience with me, and to be able to hopefully bond with the baby when it comes out in a different way. Because I'll be part of like the newborn phase, and hopefully I'll be able to breastfeed and all of that. Which is not something I have had experience with my stepchildren, because the youngest was like, a year and a half when I met her. So I'll get to experience some different things with this baby than I have gotten to do with them. Oh, maybe she was already, no, I think she already turned 2. Was she a year and a half or 2 years old? I feel like she was 2 years old, but the timeline makes so much more sense if she was 1.5. Really excited about the whole baby thing, but I found out in like the end of January. Then right after we found out, we had to go on like a 2 weeks vacation to Egypt with the kids, which could have been a lovely vacation if one, there was food I could eat. I have celiac disease and I'm vegetarian. And I think the vegetarian part would have been okay. But the celiac disease part was not good at the place we were. I could barely eat anything other than like fruit and some salads for 2 weeks. Plus I was sick. I had terrible morning sickness, and the fact that I couldn't eat anything to help out with the morning sickness didn't help. So I was ruined for like 2 weeks at least. And then when I came back home, I also had to like recover from that whole scenario where I could barely eat anything, and when I finally got to eat something, everything was coming up again. The first trimester wasn't that fun for me, and then I also had the realization, I want to like be a bit more a part of like, I want to quickly like get some money so I can buy some baby stuff, because I don't want all of that to be on my boyfriend. So I went out and like got the first job that I could get, and I worked for like 2 months. I have now quit it because the first job I could get was a really physical, hard job. So I had to quit it when I became 4 months pregnant, because I was not productive at the job. And then at the beginning I could do it no problem. At the end, after every task, I would need to have like a 5-minute break just to breathe, because like I would be so out of breath. and I would be like, my blood pressure would be so high, which is normal with pregnancy. But then if you add like strenuous activity on top of it, and I'm not like the most active person, and I haven't been the most active person even before getting pregnant. So like, I had to quit after 2 months, but I did get to save some money up for some baby stuff, and we did get to like, we're getting a new bed, which is great because we've been wanting that for a long time and stuff like that. Went out and bought a bunch of baby clothes, and I have some savings to buy a crib and stuff like that. So that's beautiful. That's literally all I wanted. Now I just need to figure out whether or not I try and find another job before I go on forced maternity leave, because we have that in Denmark, which is I'm happy about. The forced isn't a negative in this conversation, but it is so people know that where I live, I can't choose not to go on maternity leave. Not that I would want to. But yeah, I had a couple of months where I was really sick, and I was working really hard to like hopefully try and like get some stuff together for the baby. So that's why I haven't been like super active online. If you're wondering, I am set. I'm not gonna give you the specific date, but my due date is at like the middle to end of September. I am full 20 weeks, so technically like completely halfway through my pregnancy. 4.5 months. I'm so excited. Like you have probably heard, we already know the gender of the baby. It's a baby boy. And we are so excited about it. I'm starting to feel him more and more. This is a I love him so much kind of thing. Okay, I kind of mixed around some subjects on my notes here. I was supposed to talk about baby knitting plans before I started talking about my job, but now that we got the job out of the way, I want to make, and I've already started, to make a bunch of baby knitting stuff. I want to knit baby stuff. Like I said, I want to knit a blanket. I want to crochet amigurumi for him. I want to do some clothes. This is literally me working on some outdoor socks for him that he can wear when he goes to have naps outside, because that's something we do in Denmark. Not for this video to be overly baby heavy, because I know that a lot of people might not care. And that sounds rude, but like completely understandable. I'm a stranger to most of you. There's maybe one or two out there who's like watched my videos before or actually knows me in person. But like, to most of you, I'm a stranger, so it's completely fair that you're like, I don't care about the baby. I want to know what you're gonna knit yourself. So I'm gonna make an entirely separate summer and spring knitting plans just for baby. That's not gonna be called summer and spring knitting plans. It's just gonna be called something along the lines of what I'm gonna knit my unborn child, or like what I'm gonna knit my upcoming child, or what I'm gonna knit for my first child. I don't know what I'll call that specific video, but it's just gonna be like a bunch of knitting patterns that I want to make and am making for my child. And I do also think I'm gonna make like a 24-hour, I know I'm gonna make like a 24-hour challenge of how much baby clothes can I knit in 24 hours. And I have technically already filmed that. Yay. Super excited. I'm getting bigger and bigger, which is nice. I really like it. I really enjoy being pregnant. Now that I'm out of those horrible first months, I like it. I like it a lot. I like being pregnant. I'm really excited to meet him and all of that. Anyway, news part of this video over. Update on my life over. Now we're gonna go into a bit more of the normal parts of podcast, a knitting podcast. We'll talk about some of the things I have made the last couple of months. I haven't made a bunch, because the whole like being pregnant, and I also had a lot of like thoughts in my head of like, oh my god, can I even make things for myself like that fits my body? Because I don't know how my body will look in a month or like in 4 months, and I don't even know how my body will look after pregnancy. So what if I knit something that fits my current body, but after pregnancy I cannot fit it, and then I've spent I don't even know how many hours on something that does not fit my postpartum body. So I have had a lot of freak out about knitting. I've had a lot of freak outs about knitting the last couple of months. So I honestly haven't been doing a bunch. The last couple of months. It's been like a big mix of like having to deal like mentally with the changes in my head. and also like the idea of my body changing. Because before we go into what I have made, let me just tell you this. Like, this whole pregnancy body changing is probably one of the scariest things for me, because I have clothes from before I went through puberty that I can still wear. I have clothes from before puberty in my closet right now that before I got pregnant, I still wear. So clearly, my body hasn't changed a lot. I think the only little difference is there was a little bit here, and that's it. And I got a little bit taller. That's it. So this is like the first time in my entire life that my body was gonna change a lot. Is gonna change a lot. Is changing a lot. So I've been like so freaked out. What can I do? What can I wear? How will I even be dealing with the body changes? Do I still want tight-fitting clothes? Do I want loose clothes? Well, so I haven't been doing a lot. Here are some of the things that I have done. I have made something for my friends. I have made a pair of gloves for my friends. I think I finished these already like in January almost. I just, in the last couple of months, put in a lining. So this is the Kitty Catch Mittens by Florence Miller. I followed the pattern fully for these gloves. The only difference is there's supposed to be this fish right here on each glove. And I made one fish that has just been caught and one fish that have been eaten. But yeah, these are for one of my friends. And I love her. I can't wait for her to have them so she can use it next year. Then I made another pair of Kitty Catch mittens where I did even more like changes to the pattern. I didn't do 2 Latvian braids. I only did 1. And I didn't do the corrugated ribbing because I absolutely hated that. That was probably like the worst part about this entire pattern was the corrugated ribbing. So I didn't do that. I just did normal ribbing. And I accidentally worked the ribbing on these gloves on 2 different size needles. But I did normal ribbing. And then instead of there being kittens on the back, I put cute little penguins, because these gloves right here is for a friend who, yes, do love kittens, but her favorite animals are penguins. So I thought it would be cute to put penguins on instead. And they also have this fish on this thumb. 1 fish just caught, 1 fish eaten, because penguins also eat fish. So that's something I've been doing. And these gloves right here also have an inner lining. So hopefully my friends will love and enjoy them next winter. I'm so excited. I made this for the people I love. Then I have some socks. Then I made some socks that I don't have on me right now. The first sock I knit in January, like at the very end of January, before everything went crazy. And I also think I knitted like 1/3 of the second sock in January. And then it's only like a month ago since I finished that sock. But I made this sock, which is made out of, I can't remember the names of the yarns at all, but like some of the Scotland yarn and some German yarn, I think. But I made these socks for my mom, and she absolutely loved them. And I think I'm gonna make almost the exact same pair for myself, just with a bit more, like the black stripes being bigger. What else have I made? Oh yeah, I did a little bit of crocheting. Out of some of my acrylic yarn, I decided that I'm not gonna use, because I don't like this acrylic yarn. I decided, instead of just, let me actually try and see if I can use it. So I made baskets. Right here we have some socks for little baby man. And let me see if I can find some socks right here, if you're wondering what the size of a newborn's foot is. Ta-da! Newborn feet. So I made 2 of these baskets. It's just free-handed, no pattern or anything. Pretty easy. But I made 2 baskets. 1 to hold the socks and 1 to hold the pants. So yeah, do you want to see some pants? Oh, so cute. It was a tiny, it was a small... I'm so excited. So that's something I have made. And then I'm gonna show you quickly. I'm not gonna go into details with the next couple of things, because this is a part of like the whole baby knits videos that are gonna come out. I have been working on some baby knits, outdoor socks, and hats. I have been working on baby knits, so don't you dare worry about that. Baby knits are in the making. And I think that's all of the things I have like fully finished. Like the last couple of months, like this is literally all the knitting I have done since the end of January. So like you can see, I haven't exactly done a lot but I am so back into knitting now. I am so happy, I'm so excited. We're gonna get a bunch of things done. I only think I have one whip, and I honestly think I'm gonna put that in like knitting jail, or like put it to sleep. What is it called when you decide not to work on a knit anymore? I do want to work on it again, just not right now because I have so many other things that I want to do. So I'm gonna put it in hibernation. That's what it's called. This is a knit that's gonna go into hibernation. This is me trying to use up more of the acrylic yarn that I have. Let me see if I can do this without losing a bunch of stitches. See if I can pull these through. Oh, this is gonna be yarn barf at some point. Yarn barf central. I can't wait for future me that needs to deal with this. Oh wow, oh wow. Well, future me is gonna enjoy that so much. Okay, now I should be able to show you what is. Okay, this is a cardigan. You probably can't tell because I'm wearing black and this is black. But this is at some point going to be an entire cardigan, hopefully. Cardigan. Don't know how much you can see, but it's going to be like a V-neck cardigan kind of thing. I finished one entire sleeve. I'm working on the other. And yeah, then it's just however long this cardigan is going to be. Like I said, this is fully acrylic. Oh my god. This is a fully acrylic cardigan. But this is my whip that's gonna go into sleepy time. I'm gonna pull it out again either at the end of the summer or something. I'm not entirely sure. But that's my only whip at the moment. And also this. But again, this is a part of the baby knitting stuff that you'll hear more about. And I'll probably be casting on the ranunculus literally later today. Yep. Hope that was interesting. I'm not gonna go over like my acquisitions because I have bought a little bit of yarn, but I've also showed you a lot of the yarn that I have bought. Did I accidentally show my entire address right there? I have bought a little bit of yarn, but I have also gone over some of the yarn that I bought with you already, like for the ranunculus and for the Marielle blouse and stuff like that, and for the baby blanket. So we won't go too much through that. Anyway, I've been filming for a long time already. And baby boy woke up in there. Ooh, he's kicking a lot. His kicks don't hurt yet, but I can definitely feel them a lot. Before we go into the outro and all of that, and like, I want to do some thank yous, because there is some stuff that's happened since I posted my last video, like what, 4 months ago or something? 3 months ago, that I want to address and talk about and be like thankful for. But before we go through that, I do want to inform that I recently went through my entire yarn stash. And I did film an entire video of me going through my yarn stash where I ended up donating almost half of it. I'm just not entirely sure if that's something people want to see. So if people are interested in like seeing me go through my yarn stash and the reason I had behind donating so much yarn, I donated to a secondhand craft store, by the way. But yeah, please tell me in the comments if you want me to edit that video and post it, because I think it was fun. It's always fun to go through yarn stashes. Then I also want to say thank you so much for like 1,000 subscribers. That's insane. That's crazy. That happened literally in January, and I wanted to say thank you back then. We are over 1,000 subscribers now. But we already went through that I haven't exactly been active on posting part of YouTube or like that whole thing. So I just wanted to say right here, thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. That's insane. That's crazy. And I appreciate it so much. And then I want to say thank you so much to the people who supported me in Ko-Fi. If you don't know, I have a Ko-Fi, I don't know, where you can give me like tips or donations. You don't exactly get anything out of it, other than just knowing that you are supporting me, which has been like so helpful, especially by getting some of the yarn that I have right here. And yeah, again, just huge thank you. And there is one specific person who reached out to me privately on Instagram who wanted to give me a larger donation. I just want to thank you so much. A lot of as we talked about in private, the money did go through buying some yarn with some natural fibers in it. And I'm so happy and so excited to get to use some of that yarn. And any donation or tip or help, if it's $1 or $500, I don't know. But like 1, 2, 3, $4 or $5, I don't care. Anything helps so much by like, and anything is like a huge deal to me. So like, thank you to anybody who supports me on Ko-Fi. And if you too want to give me a little donation on Ko-Fi, it's going to be the first link in the description. So please go check it out. Now I think I've said thank you to the people who have supported me, and also for the Instagrams, and also for the subscriber count, which both of those things are like amazing that anybody would want to give me donations or like tips for just posting a video online, and that people are subscribing to this YouTube channel is also crazy. So thank you so much for both of those things. Let's do a quick outro. What does a YouTuber say? Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all of that YouTuber stuff. But with the commenting, I have two things that I want to hear from you guys. You decide whether or not you want to respond to one of them, both of them, or maybe you just want to leave some emojis in the comment section for me, and I'll respond back with some of my favorite emojis. Have you guys ever done baby knits before, and do you have any recommendations towards baby knits? And what are your guys' spring/summer plans? Because I love hearing what other people are gonna do, because that gives me so much inspiration. Even if I'm not gonna do it, it's just like nice to like look into other people's creative space and be like, oh my god, that's such a great idea, and then get inspired from that, or like get even more hyped to do my own things because I see other people be creative. So please tell me down in the comments. And I'll stop talking now, because I feel like this is a long ass podcast episode number 1. Hopefully I have a lot more finished objects that I'll show you in the next video. Hopefully in the next podcast episode I have a lot more finished objects that I can show you, and I'll go more into depth with some of the baby knits, and hopefully I have a ranunculus I can show you. And we can go over some more interesting whips than me being like, I made this, didn't finish it, now it's gonna go into hibernation. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. And again, if you have the time, like, subscribe, and if you have the ability to, it would be lovely. And if you have the ability to, it would be lovely if you could support me on Ko-Fi. I don't know. Okay. Thank you guys. Bye bye.